Welcome, ladies and gents, to the very first episode of Fire Lane Podcast. My name is Moises, and I'm here with my beautiful wife, Brenda.
Hello, welcome. Excited for our first episode.
Yeah,
It's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of fun together.
yes, we are.
We're already having fun.
Yep. FYI, before this, we did record a first episode, but it was a learning experience.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'll call it.
Yeah.
We learned that I sound very monotone.
You sound perfect to me.
Well, yeah, because you've been with me for 5 years.
Yeah, we have been together for over 5 years.
Yeah, even then, you still like, what?
What?
It takes you like 3 tries.
Sometimes I get it on the first one, though. I gotta say, like...
But after 3 seconds after. Like, you process
yeah,
it in
like
your head.
I process it, yeah.
At least I'm not as bad as my mom's husband. And if she could learn to understand him, you can too.
No, sometimes she doesn't even know what he's saying either. Because I'll be
true.
like, what is he saying? ¿Qué dijo? And then she's like,
Anyway, why are we starting this podcast?
Well, first of all, we already said we've been together 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Married for 1 and
Mhm.
some months.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely believe that you're my soulmate.
Me too.
We have
What?
wifey points. Ka-ching. We have 2 children
We do.
and 2 cats.
That too.
We live in Texas.
The big country of Texas.
Big country of Texas, like
Where everything is bigger.
bigger. Huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Stop, mommy. Go on.
anyways, what was I saying? No, I don't even know.
Why we're doing this podcast?
Oh, why are we doing the? Well, I don't know. You tell me. Why are we doing this podcast?
Well, I've always wanted to do something like this. And it started with like seeing people on YouTube, on Facebook, talking positive. I've always been attracted to that. But I thought it would take too much time to make a YouTube video because with all the editing and all the equipment you need to buy.
We don't have that time
No.
or money.
Well, we do, but we don't want to do it.
We don't really have all that time.
True.
Like right now, we have a little bit, but
like we have the time, but we'd rather dedicate it to something else.
yeah, like I'm saying, our priorities are
Yeah.
some
There you go.
like other stuff, like our family
Yeah.
and our goals and
Like
stuff.
if we were to do this in a video, I think we would do it full on. Like we will still do it, but with the goal in mind to make money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it is like a full-time gig.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been attracted to making YouTube videos, but I see the aftermath from that, from all the YouTubers I've seen. So I've discovered podcasts.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool. We should do this.
Like, let's do a
Yeah.
podcast.
I mean, because it's simple. I mean, you just sit down with mics.
And
And
have
talk.
a conversation.
Yeah.
We have conversations all the time anyway, so this is like
Yeah. No, this is just a scheduled conversation
put it on the schedule.
that other people are going to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but, I mean, the idea came from, I don't know how the heck I came up with this idea.
I don't know either.
I just know that, I mean, we've always listened to podcasts, like positive mindset podcasts that build us up instead of like just the radio talk shows. Because we didn't want this to be like a radio talk show. Yeah, it'll be similar. There'll be some similarities. But I wanted this to be more like where people can relate to, that they enjoy listening to. And at the end of the day, their life will be better because they listen to our podcast. Like, that was my whole mindset behind this. And from all the podcasts I've heard, I've never heard one, like regular podcasts that like talk about regular stuff. I've never heard one where there's like a couple who's doing it together and they're on the same page, like goal-wise. Like, yeah, we have our differences, we have our opinions separate of each other, but like at the end of the day, we come together and we have the same goal when it comes to like our relationship, raising our children, and what we want in life, what we want for each other and for our kids. So I thought that would be a good idea. I mean, the how the idea came about was to first start it with my brother, and just have conversations with him, and you just be there.
I wonder how that would have went. Like,
yeah, I think it would have been fun.
What? He's not a big talker though. Like, what would he? I don't know. Huh.
Yeah. But I think that would. I think the podcast, like us doing the podcast together, would have opened him up.
Yeah, maybe.
And it would like make our bond as brothers better.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, I mean, now it's just me and you. I'm very pumped up.
Maybe this was just meant to be that way.
You never know. Life works in mysterious ways.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the point of this podcast, I think also like us doing it as a couple, a lot more people will relate to it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, brothers too. And I mean, he can come on whenever he wants. But like doing it as a couple, people will get to see how we are, how we interact with each other, how we talk to each other. And because I think when it comes to YouTube, like if we were to make a YouTube video, we wouldn't be us. You know what I mean?
Definitely not. It would take a lot of time because I would have to go through the whole doing my hair and makeup. And right now,
you have to look right.
Nobody looks at me, so nobody knows what I look like.
You're still beautiful. She's gorgeous.
So yeah, but I mean, this podcast, I think it was a great idea.
Yeah.
And you're the perfect person to do it.
Thank you.
Just because. Well, I'm just saying because like you're just very uplifting and positive already. Like you've always been like that, right?
Yeah. And I want to transmit that to other people.
Yeah, to other people.
And I mean, podcast was maybe the most simple, best idea to do it with.
Easiest too.
Yeah. And basically the whole goal of this podcast is to whoever's listening to it, to make them better, to make their lives better. And we're gonna have different kind of topics, and you're gonna get to hear us talk to it as a couple. And of course, there are gonna be some topics where we have different opinions on. We have similar opinions on. But I think at the end of the day, whoever listens to whatever episode we do, at the end of the day, they're going to be better because of it. And that's the whole goal of this podcast.
Yeah.
And that was the whole mindset going into it as well. We're going to talk about topics like that are going to motivate you, that are going to inspire you. Some topics are going to like, whoa, what the heck? I've never heard this before.
Scare you a little bit.
Yeah, well, not scare, but like, I guess
they're gonna excite you and pump you up.
Yeah, but there's also like people who are gonna be like, I don't agree with you. You know what I mean?
There's always people.
Yeah, and we welcome all types of people to listen to this podcast. I mean, we don't discriminate. We don't discourage anyone to not listen to this. But the point, the reason why we chose the name Fire Lane was obviously first because I just saw a name on while driving.
This is how it happened. Like literally, he said like, what are we gonna name it? And he's asking me when like obviously we already like said this is his idea and I'm here to support and I'm having fun. But like I didn't want to have to like come up with the name and do all the technical stuff. Like I just want to show up and talk. Like I don't even know what I'm supposed to say, but he's like, what should we name it? And I was like, I don't know. Like, so then he just starts like randomly saying, like, we're driving and he's like, one way. And I don't know, like names of streets and like stop sign or like yield. And then he says fire lane. And he's like, fire lane. I like that.
Yeah. And the reason behind the name was, like I said earlier, this podcast is meant to motivate, to fire you up. So when you come into this Fire Lane podcast, the goal is to fire you up to whatever you want to do, goals you have, or anything like that, to pump you up to do them and stuff like that. Also, because of the topics we're going to talk about, some of you may not agree with them, and you might get bothered, for the lack of a better word, by the topic we talk about or our opinions of those topics. So you're gonna get fired up for those too. So it's like a two-way street. Like you can get fired up in a way you get motivated and inspired, or fired up in a way where you're like, it bothers you. You know what I mean?
And also how people take it, like positive or negative. Like if you're gonna take it in a positive way, then awesome. If not, it's okay. Like we can't control anybody.
Yeah. That's why I like this podcast. So, but we've always been taught that whoever lights himself on fire, people will come to watch him. So that's another reason for the name. And yeah, I mean, the whole point of this podcast, like I said, is to motivate you, pump you up. And our very first episode, it will be of the new year. So what have you seen about things that people have been posting on Facebook, Instagram, wherever?
I mean, everybody starts the new year with eating healthy and working out. Like, I mean, I didn't start the new year like that. I started last month, but that's something that everybody wants to do. Like, I think that's one of the biggest goals for everybody, to lose weight. Just because it's so trendy, too, like, everybody's like...
But I think that's always been the case.
Yeah.
That's always been the case, no matter, well, as long as I've lived. That's always been the case. Like, every single year, people want to lose weight and be healthy.
Mm-hmm. It's taking the steps to do it, too. Like,
yeah.
Yes, I want to lose weight, but what am I doing about it?
And it's also trendy.
It's very, like, everybody knows. And you see it everywhere. Like, you see everywhere where, like, if during December, it's all about Christmas and eating unhealthy and stuff. And then
that it's okay to eat unhealthy.
Yeah, but like it's everywhere. And then as like January 1st hits,
everyone goes.
Yeah,
everyone
like
and their grandma's at the
and
gym.
I'm saying like ads and stuff. Like ads like, oh, like get this free and like come to my gym and this happens and get this or whatever. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, like gym clothes goes up in price. Yeah. Vitamin shop and like
it's all about vitamins stores. Now and
everyone is health nut.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and what's funny is that people think they need to buy all these things to be fully prepared. They think that I need to be fully prepared to lose all this weight if I want to do it. Because they think like, oh, if I see that, I'll get motivated to do working out and stuff like that. But it doesn't work that way. You have to first start, and then get educated on like supplementation and stuff like that. Just because I guess social media has like influenced people to do it the wrong way. Because you see like people on Instagram or Facebook, whatever, they post their pictures of their fit bodies and what they promote. And people think, oh, I need to buy this to look like that.
And then, like, I don't know who... I heard somebody say that the way people... you know how they post those pictures of, like, before and after?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's, like, the picture of the before, it's actually just a person who ate all this stuff for, like, a week. And then, like, they're bloated, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, their after is just them, like, dehydrated. And I was like, and, like, you see, like, you can tell, like, I saw this one on Facebook where this girl, she looks bloated. She doesn't look fat because none of her other body parts are fat except her bloated stomach.
And people think...
like, wow, she lost all that weight. Like, no.
Yeah.
That happens to all of us.
Yeah, people get influenced. I think people get influenced easy by social media. And the people they follow.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I don't think I ever did. What motivated me to go to the gym is a movie called Never Back Down. And the guys were not even like that fit. But like I guess like it motivated me to look better. You know what I mean?
That's why we can talk about this, because like you've gone through every phase
Yeah.
of like, working out and like making it a resolution, or we're not gonna call it resolutions, but they're goals.
Yeah.
And you've been through that whole phase of
Yeah.
like,
So
okay, I want to work out.
Takes.
Should I work out? Like being consistent, not just doing it the first 2 weeks of January, but
yeah. But even then, even though I have experience on that, I feel like I always could learn something new.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always open to like trying different stuff.
Like what?
Like different workouts and different body parts. Like
the keto diet.
No. Because I have experience on what works as a diet. And I know what worked for me.
That's true.
I'm not going to try what everyone else is trying just because it works for them. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a huge goal. And I think if you do like actually want to lose weight, like
do it.
Just do it.
But get educated first.
Yeah. Do some research.
Yeah, do your own research. Like, don't just look at a post.
Take advice.
What do you mean?
Like, don't just take advice from people.
Well, yeah. Well, if you're taking advice, take it from someone who has a body that you want. And I don't mean advice from social media. Take advice from like someone live.
Like that trainer. Remember that trainer from that gym you used to go to?
Yeah. He was kind of like a bit fat.
Awesome. Like, he was an awesome person.
Yeah.
But he was a trainer. And I was like, how can he be a trainer? He has a huge belly. How does that happen?
Well, that's the thing. Maybe he dedicated his life to training, but not to being fit himself. Which is kind of weird. But yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, it works out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I was never really trained by him, so I can't say. And I don't know the people he's trained.
You trained yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think people should do that.
And that trainer saw my transformation. He just didn't know I did it on my own.
Yeah.
But he saw it, and at the end, like, towards the end of me being at the gym, he wanted to train me, I think. Or he was like talking more to me. He approached me more. Because he saw my transformation. I went from like no gym life to gym life, and how I was body-wise, physique-wise. And yeah.
Yeah, but for all you listeners who that's your main goal for 2019, definitely just go ahead and do it. Don't think about it. It's gonna be a little bit challenging in the beginning, but
yeah. And it's my goal too. Like,
it's my goal too.
I don't want the listeners to think that I'm a big ripped guy right now.
Okay, let's be honest, all right? Because this has happened already before, where you say that you're fat and you're not, but you work out for like 30 minutes and then like you look ripped. And you're like, well, it's muscle memory.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
Yeah, well, I believe in muscle memory. I think like your muscles remember the past, I guess, for lack of a better term. Like, they remember that you used to work out, and like they recognize it, so they grow fast.
But
plus it's called a pump, babe. Like, when you get the pump, you're like,
oh yeah?
Yeah.
For real? That's a thing?
Yeah.
Huh.
Feels good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
like, you look in the mirror and you're like, oh my God.
But yeah, that's a goal, like. And also, like, we are gonna lose weight. We're losing weight already, but
we want to keep it that way.
Want to keep it that way.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to regain the weight.
Yeah, which we did. Because in the middle of the year, right?
Yeah.
We had like a competition, and we won because we did good. But then we fell off track.
Or like, yeah.
Yeah.
We missed out.
So I don't want our listeners to think that I'm ripped right now. I'm very much, I'm between buff and dad bod. That's what I like to call it. Dad bod. Yeah.
It's called a hubby belly.
I have a hubby belly?
No, but I think that's what you're trying to say.
No, dad bod.
I guess.
Dad bod sounds better.
Okay. I like hubby belly.
Sounds more positive to me.
Yeah, but anyways, so that's a huge goal for 2019 for everybody, I think. A lot of people. What else? What's another one of your goals?
Mine? Mm-hmm. Make money. Not through this podcast. Like I don't want our listeners to think that the point of this podcast is for us to make more money.
Yeah.
Because
it's not.
No. The point of this podcast is to motivate people, inspire them, for them to take action whatever they want to do and their goals and dreams. But I do want to make more money.
Yeah.
Outside of podcasting, we do run our own business, and we just want to grow that to the point where, it's making us a ton of money. And in both realms, we help people, because I believe that's our purpose in life, is to help each other.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I like 100% believe that my purpose in life is to help others.
Yeah.
Because
you've always believed that. Even when you were working, you thought you were helping people through the medical field.
Even when I was little, like, I knew that I wanted to be a nurse because I felt like that's a way to help others. Mm-hmm. And in a way it is, like, because there's different types of nurses. There's like compassionate and, nurses, and then there's friendly nurses, and then there's others that
too friendly.
No. Or that just like are there for
Grey's Anatomy friendly.
Anyways, so I thought that was what I needed to do, but once I saw other stuff, then I realized that there's other ways of helping people.
Yeah. And we're doing that together as well, which we love. And another goal is to just improve our relationship as a couple, because we believe that showing our kids how loving parents are is gonna help them in their future relationships. Mm-hmm. And of course, we want to improve the relationship with our children and make that bond strong. And we don't mean like spoil them or anything like that, like actually educate them.
Yeah.
And that's why you're a stay-at-home mom, because we believe that the best person who could educate your kids is parents.
Yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
The way you want it to be. Yeah, exactly.
Which is very different from the way I was raised. And I think that's the goal, even when I was a kid. Like, when I was a kid and I thought about having kids, I always knew that it was going to be different.
Yeah.
And we talk about that on a later podcast, how we were raised and stuff like that. And our opinions on parenting and raising children and being like married and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, that's another goal of mine for 2019. And
mine is to like declutter the home.
Yeah?
Yeah, I want to get rid of a lot of
all
stuff.
My stuff?
Huh?
All my stuff?
All your stuff? No, my stuff too. And like, not just like stuff, not things, but also declutter stuff in our brains and what negativity. We watch. Yeah, because I've seen how, it's affecting us a little bit. So decluttering is a big thing for 2019 for me, or for our family. I think that's something huge. So I think everybody should do it.
Decluttering in all ways of life, not just material.
Yeah.
Like declutter negative people, which we don't have that many anymore.
No.
But like declutter negative stuff from coming into our minds. Like, we don't see the news.
We don't really watch the news at all.
No.
But then like if we go through our Facebook feed, like then we see it and we're like,
well, it's mainly all your friends.
I know. But I mean, sometimes it's okay to know.
Yeah.
But not really details. Like I see the headlines and I'm like, cool, but I'm not going to look into the details of what happened and how it happened.
Yeah. And that's another reason why I wanted to do the podcast, because I see all this stuff on Facebook, and I see something positive and I want to share it, but then like that's very few amounts of people who will look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're like through this podcast we'll be able to reach a much more wider audience than
Yeah.
through just our Facebook friends and family.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That people would rather see negative stuff than positive.
Mm-hmm.
But we're all changing.
Well, that's human nature. I
We're all
mean,
changing.
that's our survival instinct.
Yeah.
Like even cavemen were skeptical about everything. Yeah.
Wow.
No?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Because yeah, of course not. That's what I'm saying. It's a human instinct, because it's like passed down. It's in us. Because if you think about it, you're skeptical about any human you come in contact with.
Yeah.
But you also have like faith and believe that that's a good human.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least that's how we see other people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you met me, were you skeptical about me?
Not at all.
Yeah, right, liar. You know you were.
I don't know.
I was.
About everybody in that class.
You?
Yeah, me. Like, I was skeptical about everybody in that class.
Well, I didn't care about anyone but you.
But yeah, but I'm excited for this year, and I can't wait to hear everybody else's goals for the 2019, and
Yeah.
other than eating healthy and working out.
Yeah. And one thing we can tell you guys is that if you have a goal, write it down every single day. Write it down in a planner, in a notebook, an index card, or whatever. Or text yourself what you want your goal is, and write it down, because that makes it real instead of just having it in your mind, because your mind is a very dangerous place, because everything it does it well. So when you think negative, your mind is gonna very well think negative, and when you think positive, your mind is gonna very well think positive.
Yeah.
And yeah, so one thing we can tell you guys is to write your goals down, say them out loud, that way you can hear them, say them. And I guess the more you say it, the more you write it down, the more you read it to yourself, the more real it becomes, and now life takes over, and some way, somehow, that goal will manifest itself later on.
Yeah, and don't feel weird about it.
Yeah,
Like,
don't feel weird. Don't be awkward.
awkward to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Like,
Yeah.
once you do it a couple of times, you're like, oh, cool. Like, this actually helps.
Yeah.
Because I've been reading my goals to myself, and I'm like, wow, that's how I start my day, and it helps me, like, take control of those goals for the rest of the day when I need to get them done.
Yeah. Like the goals for this podcast, we believe that whoever listens to it is going to be better because they listen to it. It's going to empower people. It's going to motivate them, inspire them. And that's our goal for this podcast for this year. And basically the main thing about this podcast is to do that. So that's where we as we're saying it right now, we're speaking it. And of course it's weird because we're talking to each other and pretending that someone is listening.
Someone is listening.
Yeah, someone is going to be listening to this. But yeah, that's how we believe, and that's our goals for this podcast. And
I'm excited.
Yeah, pumped up.
I truly believe that it's going to be a huge thing just because of the person that you are. Like I said, very positive, and you're very influential.
Well, I very much learned that from you.
In a good way. And I know, like, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, we believe big. We know this podcast is going to be top trendy. It's going to be in the top 10, wherever it is.
And I'm going to do my best not to laugh so much.
Why not?
I don't know.
People love your laugh.
Nobody cares about my laugh but you.
I love your laugh. Yeah.
Anyways.
I'm speaking it.
Yeah. So,
So anyway, that's the very first podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed it. You can listen to our podcast anywhere where it's iTunes, Spotify, Google Chrome. I think that's what it's called, or Google Play. I don't know. But you can follow us on our Facebook page, Firelane Podcast. And yeah.
We
And
can't wait to hear all your goals too. And hopefully, eventually, we'll have some guests. Maybe
friends and family.
Yeah, maybe some of our listeners can be our guest as well.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. And we're going to keep this podcast as real and as unedited as possible. That way, like, there's no fakeness into it. Everything is real, raw. And we're also going to keep it clean.
Yeah.
Because we believe in that. We have children, so our children are in their other rooms so they can hear everything. So we're going to keep it clean so anyone can listen to it as a family, just together as a couple, whatever. But yeah.
Thanks a lot for having me, babe. Letting me be part of this.
Of course.
And I'm excited for this.
I always wanted you to be part of everything.
All right.
Sounds good. Talk to you later.
Bye.